Welcome to the Messenger-Inquirer Gridiron Report, sponsored by Crandall's Home Furnishings and Carpets Unlimited. I'm Scott Hagerman, and with me is Jim Pickens. And Jim, I want to get right into it. I want to look at the 6A games. This is really when we start district play in 6A this week. Muhlenberg's played a couple, but this is when we got the matchups. Talk about Henderson going into Reed Stadium to play Daviess County first. Henderson coming off an open week. How much of an advantage do you see that being for the Colonels?
I think it's some advantage because when you go into your district play, if you've got a couple of weeks to prepare, I think it really helps. I'm not sold, frankly, on any of these teams in 6A, though. And when I say that, what I mean by that is that there are opportunities out there for upsets, and this is one of them. Daviess County is not facing what I would call a typical Henderson County team. Now, this may be not a typical Daviess County team, but Daviess is coming off a win, and I feel like that they're starting to make a move upward. And this is one of those games where if they can take care of the ball, move the chains, they may actually have a chance to be in this game and win it at the end.
Both teams come in 2-2. Henderson, their two losses to absolutely quality programs, Evansville Wrights and Christian County. Daviess coming off a win over McLean County last week. Mm-hmm. You feel like it's a game that Daviess just has to keep the ball? I mean, is that kind of what we're looking at? Is their offense really has to just grind it out?
Yeah, I think that the key in this game for Daviess County will be a balanced attack, because I really believe in Darius Cright, but I believe in him when you've got that balance, you know, against a team like this. Now, against McLean County, they pretty much opened it up in the air and just beat them through the air. You can't do that against good teams. You have to have balance, and if Daviess County can get a running game going against a Henderson County defense that is not as tough as we are used to from the Colonels, that's where I see Daviess County having a chance to be in this game late.
The other big 6A game, district game, is Marshall County coming into Apollo. Both of them have a win in district over Muhlenberg County. Is it putting too much emphasis on the game to say that we could look back at this in 3 or 4 weeks and this was, in essence, a playoff game to get into the playoffs? Do you approach it like that?
Well, I think you better approach it like that, especially the way 6A is set up this year. I think that any of these games that are winnable, you better win, or else you may be on the outside looking in. The exact thing happened to Daviess County, as you'll recall last year. They did not beat Muhlenberg County, a team certainly we felt like that they would beat at that point, and it cost them a playoff spot. It turned out it cost them a playoff spot. You can't take anything for granted this year, because I think that when you face a team at home, like Apollo is with Marshall County, you better take care of business, or later on you're going to pay for it, because you just can't, you know, you just can't assume you're going to beat Daviess County. You can't assume you're going to beat Graves County, that type of thing, or Henderson. So Apollo has a big opportunity here, and, you know, we've been waiting on them, and this is a great opportunity for them to get their entire season turned in the right direction.
That's the concern, though, for me with Apollo, is we said virtually that exact same thing going into last week's game. Granted, it wasn't a district game, but we were both sitting here last week as they headed into the Catholic game, saying this is where Apollo can really get their season on track. Well, and it looked like they were going to for 3 quarters, and then it just imploded on them in the 4th. They lose to Catholic. Marshall coming in off a win over Muhlenberg County, so they come in with confidence. I think more than anything, you have to wonder about the mental state of Apollo right now.
I think you do, and I think that that's where this game comes into play for the rest of their season, because as big a game as that was against Catholic last week, you know, as far as hoopla and all that, this is bigger. Any district game like this is bigger. And so they've got another opportunity. I'm going to stress that. It's another opportunity to take care of business, show their true potential, and if they do win it, then I think that you'll see a different Apollo team the rest of the year. I really mean that.
Right. Well, I think the one thing we can agree on, these are both really interesting games.
They are.
I think they're going to be fairly close games either way.
Well, they're very interesting, because I see Daviess County being a team that is you know, they struggled last year. They struggled early this year, maybe offensively, but with Cright, I think it really gives them the potential later in the year to shine.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Henry County coming into Steele Stadium to play the Owensboro Catholic Aces. But before we talk about that, we want to look at a video you did with Aces quarterback Isaac Hardesty yesterday.
We're here at Owensboro Catholic High School with Aces starting quarterback Isaac Hardesty. He's a junior and he's in his first season as a starter. And Isaac, you've had a really good season. Talk a little bit about how you feel about things up to this point. The Aces have sort of been revitalized, and their offense is a big reason why. And tell us a little bit about your first season as a starter.
Yeah, it's been great. I think Catholic football is back to where it used to be, and it's good to see. I know the offense has really been clicking a lot up front and getting the pass coverage, and that's helped us out a lot. We got a lot of playmakers on the outside, Madison Ronnie, Zach Brett, and Breland Dixon and Ryan Hogg, and then, of course, Russell Hayden in the backfield. I feel like a lot of the defensive are tending to key on Russell, and it's opening up the passing game for us quite a bit. And not only can Russell run the ball, but he's also good in the open field when we can throw it to him. So he helps us out a lot there, too.
That's good. Talk about your confidence from game one to now. We're headed into the mid-season portion of the regular season. Do you feel like you've gotten more and more comfortable as time has gone on?
Yes, very much so. At first, I didn't really know what to expect, but with the athletes that we have on the outside, it takes a lot of the pressure off me. And it gives me, not only do I have confidence in myself, but I have confidence in them to make plays and go up and get the ball.
Okay.
So.
All right. Talk about, you faced some adversity this past week, early or through 3 quarters of the Apollo game, and you guys were trailing, and you'd had 3 interceptions at that point. Then you bounced back and engineered this offense for 28 points in the fourth quarter. Tells me a lot about how much you believe in the team and believe in yourself. Talk about what was the key to that comeback, do you think?
First off, Apollo made a great adjustment and a game plan for us, and they brought a lot of pressure, and I think we were a little mixed up at first, but we settled down in the second half and made some adjustments, and I felt like I had a mismatch on the outside going into the game with our receivers, just as big and physical as they are, and I kind of got away from that in the first half, so going into halftime, we made the plan to just get the ball to our guys on the outside and let them make plays for us, and as you saw, Ryan Hogg made an outstanding catch in the end zone along with Madison. That were big plays for us to turn the game around.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about, Catholic is back in the top 10 in the rankings. It's the Catholic of old a little bit that we're all used to. I know you're really proud of that. Talk about, as you go forward now, you start soon you'll be getting into a district schedule more heavily and things of that nature. What is the key to this team coming away with the district championship this year in 2A?
The key to this team coming away with the district championship would have to be defensive play, which I thought the defense stepped up well against Apollo. They kept us in the game and let us make plays at the end. But as long as the offense continues to click, I think it ought to be exciting. I know everybody's anticipating getting into district play. We're ready. And we want to face the teams that we're going to see in the playoffs and see what we got. So we're excited.
I guess you're really looking forward to Fort Campbell and Hancock County and games like that, right?
Yes, sir. We're looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you a lot, and we are really happy about the season Isaac's put together, and I'm sure the Aces are going to continue to do well under his leadership.
Well, Jim, Isaac's confident, and he has a right to be. He's handled every challenge that's been thrown at him to this point.
Yes.
What about number 10 in 3A, Henry County, coming in this week? What's he got to do to keep that run going?
Well, it's another big challenge, and I think that this is a matchup of 2 really high-powered offenses. I think that the difference in this game, personally, is going to wind up being Catholic's defense. I think that they have come on strong over the last 6 quarters, playing with a lot of confidence, and I think Isaac will keep this thing rolling as he did in the fourth quarter against Apollo.
No question, you really feel like the Aces have it going right now,
I do.
And I think I don't see it stopping this week. I'll have to say that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break right now, hear a word from our sponsor, and we'll be back and talk about the rest of the games coming up this weekend.